back at you with another video. I know it's been a while, so we're gonna start picking up the channel again. This is the update on the off-road conversion of the TC85. This is a 2018. This is just a follow-up to show some of the changes that we've made to the bike. My son has since started racing competitively, and we've changed a couple things on the bike since the initial build that we did on it. So I just wanted to go over that and kind of show you what we've done here. So we're going to get into that. One thing we've done since the initial build is we've upgraded to the Cycra Pro Bends for the handguards. These are really solid. The reason why I ran the Acerbi's Mini Rally units was because I liked how they had a little bit of give, but Jimmy's now, you know, he's a B-class racer now. If you're in District 36, that's his number. Big shout out to Placerville Power Sports. It's one of our sponsors. We'll get into that a little bit later. But I went with these because they're just solid. They're built good, and they're gonna keep levers from breaking, which we've ran into on this bike already. We've already had some lever issues and braking and stuff. So that's one thing. Since we are local to where Guts is based out of, in Placerville or El Dorado, we did go with a Guts ribbed seat since our last video here. We also recently, since he was training with Anson Maloney, big shout out to Anson, hope you heal up and you're back on the bike soon. We went with the corner coach via Anson's advice to keep him positioned correctly on the bike. And yeah, we're gonna see how that works out. I actually just got the corner coach, so I'm gonna see how Jimmy likes it. Also on the exhaust side, for the silencer, we went with the FMF turbine core. I just don't like the screen type spark arresters because they tend to clog on two strokes, and it's just not something I want to have to deal with. The turbine cores, really good design, really happy with it. We've also went with one of the newer flat side style fatty header pipes, expansion chamber, and yeah, we're happy with that as well. No complaints on that side. As far as the tires, I'm a big IRC guy. I'm a big fan of the VE33S, and if they made it in kid sizes, Jimmy's bike would have one. But the next best option is the VX10, which is a really good tire, and I'm also running the VX10 F on the front, which is the front tire version of the rear tire. And all the kids that compete in off-road that we've done training with run the same setup, so pretty much been vindicated in my preferences. We also I don't know if we had these same, I don't think we had these same graphics last time, and the number is definitely different now. He has a permanent racing number, which is 288A, and the D36 circuit out here in Northern California. But yeah, they're pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. They're gonna get beat up because he races off-road, and you know, you go through bushes and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, we're very happy with that. We've also added a whole shot starting device from Works Connection, who were generous enough to sponsor us as well. So big shout out to them. Now onto pretty much Jimmy's sponsors. The first sponsor we got was Flow Vision. Big shout out to them. I've been buying their stuff for years. Alpine Facility Solutions, Works Connection, they're also local over here. Big shout out to them. And then Placerville Power Sports. He's done a lot of work for us, and a lot of it on his dime. He's offered to pay for races. He's been a big factor of Jimmy's racing season this year. He actually just rebuilt the entire motor, bottom end, used all American made stuff. Vertex, used good bearings in the transmission. I believe from the factory, a lot of these use Chinese stuff. So yeah, everything in it's solid. This bike is good for, you know, another 200 hours. I've also upgraded, I don't know if you can see it or not, to the silicone Samco hoses. I'm a big fan of those. I run them on anytime I'm changing the coolant hoses out. That's what I run. As far as the suspension, Placerville Power Sports did the rebuild as well, and that was all pro bono. Big thanks to Glenn at Placerville Power Sports. If you're in the area, give them a shout. He's big into the European bikes. He can do everything, but he specializes in the European bikes and is a man of his word, very honorable, and very fair priced. He also, pro bono, upgraded Jimmy's rear shock with the internals, and he also resprung it to Jimmy's weight. Jimmy's about 130 pounds, and the factory spring on this was a bit soft for him. We also have the bike now riding at full height now that Jimmy's tall enough. So in the cross country series, you want as much suspension as you can get, and yeah, I'm very happy with it. Everything on the bike is pretty much freshened up and ready to go. So yeah, we're pretty happy with the setup. It's a little different than when we first set it up, but when you're racing and you have a guy who knows this stuff making suggestions, you're gonna listen. So Jimmy won the spring series for C-Class, as you can tell by the color of the numbers. If you're at all involved in D36, these are B-Class numbers with the yellow background and black letters and black numbers. So now we're gonna go into the fall series here, and we've already done Donner, but the rest of the series is coming up here in October. And we're hoping this new setup is going to be reliable and good and lead to good results. B-Class is a lot more competitive, so we've been doing trainings, with Anton Maloney and stuff, and we're going to go for it, see what we can get. Another thing that I would highly suggest when you get a used bike is just replacing the rear sprocket and the front one at the same time, because the rear sprocket was completely gone, man. And then when we rebuilt the motor, we noticed that the front sprocket also was missing a couple of teeth. So this thing's been going through enduro style stuff, like in Nevada and all kinds of stuff. So those definitely took a hammering. So we got new sprockets front and rear. The chain is relatively new. They usually suggest that you replace both sprockets in the chain at the same time. I didn't. That's my preference. But that's what they suggest you do. Yeah, but it's a good setup. We really like the bike. Jimmy's really came into his own on it. When we initially went to do the D36 races, I had no expectations. He just wanted to do it and do the whole series, and I was willing to back him and let him do it. And then now to where he's actually winning championships and stuff. So it all kind of happened kind of fast, so his first race, the rear spring was blew out. He had no dampening at all and won the race over at Prairie City. So that was a big surprise. And then we just kind of been getting the bike right ever since. And now with a complete new motor build and going through the suspension and everything, it's worked out pretty good. Also, no complaints about the big tank. He never has to refuel during races. He's had races where he's gone 30 miles plus, and hasn't been an issue while other kids have to stop for fuel. So if you are racing in cross country, I would highly advise, if he's on a small bike and they have the stock tank, which is like 1 gallon or something, definitely upgrade to the 2.5 or 2.4 gallon tank. It'll pay dividends in racing. Also, I forgot to say that Rival Inc. is who does the graphics. They're really cool because you can go back on your previous order and send an email on the same thread saying, hey, I want to make changes to the numbers or number plate background color, which is what we had to do for B-Class when he moved up. So that's really cool. Big shout out to Rival Inc. And we ordered the front and sides when we had to make the change based on him being moved up to D class. And yeah, so big shout out to them. Big shout out to Works Connection, Placerville Power Sports, Flow Vision, and Alpine Facility Solutions. They've all been major in our racing campaign this season. Okay, so this has been the update video on the track to trail conversion, and hopefully some of the stuff that we've shown you in this video has been helpful. And you know, if you want to build a setup like this, this is kind of what it's evolved into, and you know, hopefully that helps you. Once again, this has been Buddy Lee with Last Place Productions. I'll catch you boys on the next one.